Hey, so today I want to talk about another or not really anything. I don't want to talk about just a bunch of things. It's another video where I just talk about random things. Except I've been thinking about it, and I think with the random things thing, instead of just like calling it random things and then a number, I think I want to like start, calling like random things and then like put at the end like whatever the hell I'm talking about, you know, just a bunch of topics. So if I have like two topics and I'll put like, oh, this, random things, and then this and this, because I kind of realized that when it's just called random things number, like, if anyone were to see it, they'd just be like, what the fuck is random things? It's just me talking about random things. And today's random things is going to be very driven towards, you know, drama, like stuff that's going on. Because, like I said, I love drama commentary videos. I love watching that shit. Like, I don't know why, I just do. And I'm not really the type of person to delve in deep into those types of topics. So I'm more of like a grapevine, if you will, where, a big video comes out, they talk about something, and I'm kind of just that little gremlin guy who's just like, hey, have you guys heard about this thing that happened? They said that this happened, and it's pretty crazy. And it's more of just me just like talking about it, not too long. Sometimes it goes a little long if I get like kind of into my own thoughts about it, but it's like a lot of times it's kind of just me being like, "Hey man, did you guys hear about this thing? It's fucking wild." And if no one knows about it, then people can like always like look because it's always all that kind of stuff's always all over the internet. But, you know, I have like three different things that are like of internet personalities doing interesting things, and by interesting things I mean horrible things. Well, one of them is a horrible person doing a kind of weird thing, but I don't know. But the first thing I wanted to talk about was I'm pretty sure most people by now on the internet have heard about Hogwarts Legacy coming out, or whatever the fuck it's called. Now, I never liked Harry Potter. I never watched any of the Harry Potter movies, or I know there was like a really old game. I've never seen or played anything Harry Potter related. I know that my mom used to be like, or I think she is super into Harry Potter, but I don't know shit about Harry Potter. Like, I know nothing about it. The only thing I know about Harry Potter is that I know that people don't like the creator, J.K. Rowling, because she said some very horrible things and all that kind of shit, and she, like, people, like, she's, like, openly transphobic or something like that, which I hate being that guy, right? I don't like going on, like, things and just being, like, throwing around fucking phobics and blists and whatever the phobias and all that kind of shit. Like, I don't like being that guy, right? I hate when people throw around words, right? Like just left and right, just like going like, oh, racist, sexist, bigot. Like I hate people that throw those words around. I despise it. But in this case, I'm not throwing the word around because she's like openly like hateful of like trans people, I guess. And at the end of the day, I don't know her and I don't care about her. So whether or not she came out as like a bad person or not, I never cared. But like now that I know she's a bad person, I care even less about her. But like that even let's say like I watched a Harry Potter movie, I wouldn't base the whole movie off of her. I wouldn't just be like, oh, I'm gonna judge the quality of the Harry Potter movies based on how much I don't like J.K. Rowling, because at the end of the day, J.K. Rowling is just another bad person. Like, right, it's nothing special. Like, she's just another bad person, right? But there's a little problem going on the internet with this game, and that's that there's these groups of people who don't like the things that J.K. Rowling has said, which is understandable, but these people think that it's socially acceptable to vilify and attack, and in some cases even dox people because they wanted to buy a fucking video game that she had no involvement in making. And for some reason, that now that if people buy this game, they're just like her, they're transphobic, right? And this is what I mean by I hate how the internet just throws around buzzwords, I guess would be the term, but people really like to throw around these words. They like to just call anyone an ism and a phobic because it, you know, fits whatever it is they're trying to push on the internet. And the reality is that if people buy the game, there's nothing wrong with that. Because there is a whole company of people who work their asses off to make this game, and most of those people don't support J.K. Rowling, and some of them don't even care. Like when people make stuff like games and movies and you work in the background like making all this shit, those people don't care about like what some type of person who at one point had something to do with something did. They're only there to make the product that they're being paid to make. It'd be different if Hogwarts Legacy was just like riddled with fucking all sorts of like bigotry shit. Then I'd kind of be like, okay, I can see why people are mad at this. But the reality is, this is a situation of separating the art from the artist, because she had nothing to do with this game. She did create the world, but so like imagine telling someone who's like a diehard Harry Potter fan like for their whole life, just telling them, "Oh, you can't enjoy Harry Potter because the creator's a bad person." It's like, do you know how many creators of things are people? Like there's a lot of bad people in this world who create pretty good things. And that's why people have adopted this ideology of separating the art from the artist. And with Hogwarts Legacy, you don't need to do that because she didn't make the fucking game. But there's two sides of this. There's always two sides on the internet. It's always just some sort of fucking my dick is bigger war, a fucking pissing contest where one side screams specific words to try and demonize a certain group of people, and then the other group of people who antagonize the other group by doing basically the same thing. Because on the other side of this, you have the people who are like cocky, like getting like all cocky about like, now I'm gonna buy 5 copies to own you fucking losers. And it's just like, holy fucking shit, how fucking cringy can you get, dude? Like, it's a video game. Like, I don't care. I don't care that J.K. Rowling created the universe around the game. She didn't make the game. People. So here's how I see it. Right. If you like the game, or if you want to get the game, that is fine. You are not transphobic for wanting to play a fucking Harry Potter game. But on the other side, if people don't want to buy the game and want to boycott it and want nothing to do with it because they hate J.K. Rowling that much, that is also perfectly fine. Both sides are reasonable. People who want to buy the game and people who don't want to buy the game because they just don't like her. I'm the type of person where I don't care. Like, I'm sure that I've played many games made by bad people, and at the end, like, for example, I technically did. I played fucking Diablo. I played Diablo 3, made by, I'm pretty sure, Blizzard. And we all know what happened at Blizzard, but people overlook that. People are still playing stuff like Overwatch. No one, like, people care about what happened at that company, but people aren't going to just, like, throw the games they enjoy away just because they don't like a certain person who made it. Like, bad people make good things, and it's just gonna happen. That's why, like, you can't just live this life of like, I have to, like, you can cut things out of your life. You can just be like, oh, I don't want to play this because the people who made it are bad. That's fine, you can do that. But you can't tell other people that they can't enjoy something just because you are mad about it, right? Like, I don't know. That'd be like if I was like, because I'm such like a Saints Row diehard fan, if like people were like actually enjoyed this new Saints Row, which most people didn't, and I honestly think it's a piece of shit. But that'd be like if I went on the internet and I'm like, dude, you can't play this new Saints Row. It's shit. It's shit. How dare you play it and enjoy it? It's fucking shit. But at the end of the day, if someone likes it, they can. If someone's a diehard to this thing and they want to play even that, it's fine because that's their life. But it's obviously a different story because people don't like J.K. Rowling and people don't want to play the game because then they think it makes them a bad person. And there's going to be people who want to play the game but aren't going to because the internet is going to fucking attack them. Which I don't never understand. Like, I don't care about the game. I don't want to play the game. I don't like Harry Potter. I don't like most popular franchises with a lot of things. Like, I don't play Star Wars games or watch that. I don't care about Star Trek. I don't care about Harry Potter. I just don't like any of it. I don't care. And at the end of the day, J.K. Rowling's a bad person. Okay, but if I liked Harry Potter, that would not stop me from liking Harry Potter, because I'm not a bad person for liking something made by a bad person. It'd be different if I liked the person, but I don't like the person. There's a difference between like having a fucking like horrible person create this like great thing, but then liking both the thing and the person, then that shows that you're probably not a good person yourself because you like that bad person. But liking something made by a bad person is not a bad thing, because by that logic, almost anything can be used in that way. Because let's be honest, there's not a person alive who makes like big games and big movies nowadays who aren't bad people. But I don't know. That was like 10 minutes of me just talking about that, because it's just like I'll never understand the internet's like fighting about nothing. Like, it's so asinine. Like just either buy the game or don't. Like, who gives a shit? Like, I get it. Like, you want to have like some message where you're like, I'm not buying the game because J.K. Rowling's bad. Like, that's fine. You can do that. No one is going to tell you you can't. Because if anything, cool. Okay. You don't want to buy a game because you don't want to support J.K. Rowling, but at the same time, again, she had nothing to do with the game other than the world of Harry Potter. But I don't care about J.K. Rowling. I don't care what she's doing. Right now, she's probably just reading a book and drinking tea like most rich people do. Like, I don't care about her. But if you want to buy the game, you can. And if you don't want to buy the game, you don't have to. Like, but this whole like fighting over it, and like people, like there was a dude who made a website so he could see which Twitch streamers stream the game. And it's like, who cares? It's a video game. Like, I hate to break it to you, but like, if I play a video game where like a character says like a bad word in it, that doesn't make me a bad person. Like, if I was like for example, like if you play something like Red Dead Redemption 2, which takes place in the Middle West, or the Middle West, Wild West, not Middle West. So there, I'm pretty sure there's like scenes where like a white guy mutters the N-word towards a black character, and it's because it's the Wild West. It's the old days back when people were racist. But you'd probably see someone on the internet get mad about that and be like, I'm boycotting this game because white characters can't say that, and the people who made this are bigots and yada yada. Like, I remember in GTA 5 there was a white character that constantly said the N-word. Like, I don't like video games just do things, man. Like, if you don't like the game, that's fine. And if you don't like J.K. Rowling, that's fine. If you boycott the game, that's fine. But the whole like harassing and doxing people because they want to play the game, as well as like creating a psychotic website so that you can hunt down the Twitch streamers that play the game, is absolutely fucking deranged. But yeah, that's just me talking about that, just talking about the Hogwarts Legacy thing. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't care about any of it. Like, I've talked about it in like length because it's not really me defending nor siding against the game, as much as it's me talking about the problem on the internet, that is people not being able to differentiate reality to fiction, as well as people bitching and moaning over nothing, as well as like these two sides on the internet that's like, yeah, I'm gonna own you, and then the other side being like, you're a insert word, you know. This was more of me just talking about like how I hate uh, specific people on the internet who just kind of like to throw words around with the sake of basically demonizing like people for no reason. But at the end of the day, I don't care about this game. I genuinely don't, and I don't care about whether people like it or don't, because this game means nothing to me. But it was more of me just trying to cover the fact that I hate this. I hate this like side of the internet where everything is a bad thing because I don't know, because I have a fancy word that I can use to get angry at someone. But anyway, I don't know, moving on to something else. Another thing that has happened is that a well-known former YouTuber who's now a predator, full-time predator, who somehow is still getting away on TikTok, EDP, who I've talked about many times because I'm going to be honest, I like trying to see what this idiot is constantly doing, because I want to see in what way is this actual fucking creep going to constantly try and get back on the internet. And he always manages to get back on the internet. And he recently had like liver problems or kidney problems. I don't know what the fuck it was. I don't know. Like, he was like saying that he was going to die and shit. And people on the internet, some people were celebrating, some were like, oh, I don't like him, but I wouldn't celebrate his death. I don't care. He's not a good person, but I'm not going to celebrate his death because that's kind of fucked up regardless. But he recently started a GoFundMe or something so that he can go to like the Super Bowl or something. And I've never seen someone like so fucking brain dead that they apparently can't tell that the internet does not like them. Like, I don't know how You can get caught trying to meet up with a minor, literally trying to do horrible things to a child, and you still have the fucking nuts to fucking go on the internet, start a GoFundMe and say, hey guys, can you help raise money so I can go to the Super Bowl? Like, what the fuck? Like, how? That is like someone getting caught red-handed blowing up a fucking building full of people and then just being like, hey guys, so I want to go see the World Series live, right? Like, it's like, holy shit, dude, you did something horrible. You should not be getting paid. And apparently people have actually given him money, which is fucking baffling. But I don't know. I watched like one video on it and it's like, holy shit, that cannot be. Like, I almost didn't want to believe that was real because like EDP really likes to pretend like he's done nothing wrong. And to this day, he still keeps trying to come back as if he's like pretending like he has like some deep story that he's going to blow this case wide open and that he was never going to meet a child and that we were all fooled and he actually was picking up a cupcake, but he wasn't. He was a fucking child predator. But I don't know. That was just me. Like, this one's not really one I can talk about long because it's just like a literal predator tried to do a GoFundMe so that he can apparently go to the Super Bowl. And that's fucking baffling. But yeah, I don't know. And there's another fucking creator person on the internet. Like I said, these random things are kind of turning more into like commentary, like drama videos. Because like I said, I love like commentary drama stuff. I love it. Like I love just watching like, oh, what's the next big scoop on what crazy thing is happening? Or it's usually never crazy. Sometimes it's just like, oh, this guy showed his ass on stream, and it's like, okay, that's it. But this one's like one where like some people are like mad about it, obviously for good reason, but it's kind of like all alleged at this point where like some people are just always saying alleged because at this point, like even though like there's like a lot of proof and all that, like people are still saying alleged because like they don't want it to like have like some sliver of hope where it ends up being that this person is not guilty and then they come after them legally, you know. I mean, there was like a old drama YouTuber who was outed doing some weird things, as well as like, as usual with a lot of YouTubers, just texting minors. But of course, it's like this alleged thing, even though there's all this proof. But people want to keep saying alleged because they don't want to get in trouble with the person, right? And that's kind of why, like, I'm also saying alleged and not saying their name is because like, firstly, like, everyone shits on EDP, so it's, like, fucking perfectly fine to say his name. He's kind of just a shitty person in general, and he's an open criminal, basically. But this other person, like I said, is kind of alleged, and even though there's a lot of proof, like, people are going to continue to say alleged, because it's always the innocent until proven 100% guilty, and I do stand by that type of thing. The idea that someone has to be 100% guilty, like, caught red-handed, like no wiggle room at all. Like EDP was caught with nothing. Like he cannot wiggle out of it at all. But I'm pretty sure this other one probably could. And it's not one I really care about, I'm going to be honest, because like I said, because there's not like 100% guilty proof, and because I'm going to be honest, it's just not that interesting, because it seems like most of the people just focus on him having weird fetishes or something, so it's like, okay, whatever. I don't give enough of a shit about his fetishes. So it was one of those things where it's just like, hey, I brought it up, but it's like I don't care that much about it. But like I said, like I've got like these random things videos are kind of just like turning into like internet drama stuff because I like internet drama. But at the end of the day, like I said, I'm not gonna like really go into monstrous depth about it, about any of this shit, unless it's like something crazy. But most of it is just me talking about it, and then people on the internet can like just go and be like, "Oh shit, what is this thing that's happening?" And then they can go look it up themselves, because I'm not really the type to like delve into this shit like crazy amounts, right? Even though I talked about the fucking Hogwarts Legacy thing for quite a big amount of time, it was more just me ranting about how much I hate the internet's obsession with just throwing words left and right. Like everyone's a bad thing, everyone's a fucking terrible person. Like you can just call someone an asshole and or a piece of shit. Like I don't know why the internet's obsessed with calling people everything under the sun, from like a phobic to a blist to whatever the fuck else there is, to calling someone a fucking rapist to a pedo, all because of things. Oh yeah, that actually reminds me of something I didn't talk about, but there was a fucking cosplayer who's apparently, she's like 4'11" or something like that. and she was getting attacked by the internet because she was short. And then I remember seeing a TikTok where another person was shitting on this couple because this lady was like really short and the guy was like really tall. And there's this new thing on the internet, right? Where apparently now it is considered being a pedo if a girl is short. And like I've been seeing like a lot of things where people are just like, what? So short girls just can't find love because they're too short? Or people just saying that, oh, you're just throwing the term pedo around. And the internet does that. The internet loves to use the word pedo on everything. A girl who is a legal adult did a cosplay because she likes cosplaying, and she gets called a fucking pedo, and people who like her cosplay are called it as well because they like someone who is short. Like, for God's sake, like, imagine being short and being told you can't date someone because they will be ostracized from society because they're a fucking creep. They love children because they like you and you're short. Like, if that's the case, then goddamn, I'm going to die alone because any woman that gets close to me is going to be considered a pedo because, sorry, ladies, I'm like fucking 4'6". But like this, like that's me ranting again about how I fucking hate this like side of the internet where everything is a fucking is an internet word, a special word to demonize people, to like find a way to cancel them. Let's cancel them, guys, right? And it's like I like cancel culture has a place, right? I believe that cancel culture does have a place on the internet. But people don't ever fucking use it like it has a good place. People use it on people who don't fucking deserve anything bad. Like it like someone will just be like, "Oh boy, having some spaghetti and meatballs." And then someone will fucking get mad at them about that. But meanwhile, there will be like actual horrible people. There'll be like some white supremacist just going to town writing the N word 10 times on Twitter, and people will overlook that because they're too busy trying to cancel a Twitch streamer that fucking played a video game and stared at a character's ass in a video game for like 0.1 second. Like, the whole like short girls being pedos or the guys who like short or guys or girls who like short people being pedos thing is like the most mind-boggling brain dead shit I think I've ever heard in my life. And it coincides with the fucking Hogwarts thing where people can't seem to just acknowledge that not everything is a fucking bad thing. Like, oh my god, you like short girls, you must like children. Like, how do you even come to that fucking conclusion? Like, how would liking someone who's like 20, like, I don't know how old she is, but like someone, I would say like someone who's like fucking like what, 21 to like 28? Like, what? You like a 27-year-old? But dude, she's 4'10". Not gonna lie, man, you might be a pedo. You might be a pedo. We should probably lock you up for liking a woman who's shorter than you. Like, dude, what kind of fucking logic? Like, the internet runs on like no logic at all. Like, I swear to God, like I have never seen a bigger bunch of fucking morons in my life, and that's coming from me because I can see myself in a mirror and I can look at the biggest fucking moron. But goddamn, some people make me feel smart because I can at least take solace in knowing that I'm not one of those people that just has like a whole fucking like I go into like a note, like a memo note on my like my fucking phone. I type in, okay, racist, sexist, transphobic, homophobic, bigot, and I just start typing those words into it, and I'm like, okay, here's my words. Um, what should I call this guy? What should I call this guy? Okay, he's wearing a purple shirt. Okay, so that would go more into possibly homophobic. It sounds like he's making fun of gay people here. Like it that's how the internet honestly feels like it works. It feels like there's like some fucking internet detectives that fucking act like there's some hidden meaning to everything. And I even talked about like people who like try to find hidden meaning in things. Like everything's got to be deep. Like deep down, if you look deep into someone's heart, you'll find the bigotry. You'll find the horrible person that they are. They're a pedo. They like to sexually assault women. Like, oh god, they're horrible people because they wore Crocs. It's like, holy shit, the internet is literally unhinged. And I'm grateful that at least on the internet, when like people have these like brain dead takes that everything is like, and like one of these funny words that they choose to pick. I'm so glad that the internet actually comes together to like literally collectively shit on the person who gives this take. Because obviously there's people that take their side, but the majority of people shit on them. Even people who are usually on their side will shit on them, and that's actually a good thing, because I think the internet needs to start fucking, if anything, the internet needs to start demonizing people who just demonize people with shit like that, like people who like to try and literally ruin people's lives by calling them words that can literally lose them friends, relationships, and jobs. I don't think people understand why this is such, that kind of shit is such a big deal, because all it takes is one person on the internet calling someone a racist, and that can literally lose them friends. That can actually get them fired from a job. That's not like some fucking like funny thing. It's like the internet really loves to throw these fucking buzzwords around and actually ruin people's lives with it, because they don't realize that these words can actually fucking destroy someone's life. Like, obviously most of the time they get away scot-free, but there's actually been examples of people losing shit over just being called things in passing. But I don't know. That's just me ranting about how much I fucking hate the internet. It's just over usage of certain words and how they just almost, it almost feels like sometimes they even come up with words to like demonize someone. But yeah, I don't know. That one was not originally like, I had like ideas of what I want to talk about. I was like, okay, I got these 4 things, but then I remembered this thing happened and I was like, oh shit, that was really stupid. But I saved the one I was saved for last was one that was like really actually fucking serious and like fucked up, and that was a streamer from Ireland, I believe, um, created a fake live stream where he streamed a pre-recorded video basically that went on for like 6 hours or something, and he used it as his alibi so that he could murder a pregnant woman that I don't know if it was his girlfriend or ex-girlfriend, I don't remember, but he set up a fake live stream so that he could murder like a pregnant woman. And like what the fuck do you even say? Like that's like insane. Not to mention, apparently in the live stream there was like weird hints and creepy moments where he was like either saying the girl's name or like had like a poster for No Time to Die or something like that pop up like around the time he would have killed her or something. And I remember seeing this and I was like thinking like, holy fucking shit. Like that, like, because like I feel like murder is not something you ever really see, like you see murder like from like internet stories and shit, but you never really hear like shit like this. Like it feels like murder from like a streamer or YouTuber or like any kind of like internet personality is almost like uncommon compared to like things like sexual abuse, predatory actions, scams, all that kind of shit. But this one was like a full-fledged murder. This was a dude planning out using a stream as his alibi and murdering someone while he's having a fake stream go on. And it's like how the fuck, how the fuck, like how the fuck does shit like this even like come to your mind? Like how does shit like this even come to fruition? Like I remember whenever there was this Russian Twitch streamer who threw his girlfriend out in the cold and she died. And I remember thinking about that and I was just like, holy shit, like how does this even happen? Like how do people even come to the conclusion that this is the necessary course of action? And this one was like fucking actual psychotic, because the stream was just riddled with him like laughing about so many things about the cops and murder and saying his girlfriend's name in a, or whoever she was, in a creepy way, and then just straight fucking murdering someone. And that like this one was just like, I remember seeing it and I was just like I saw it from like a YouTuber who's kind of known for putting like over exaggerated like titles where it's like, oh my god, they literally did this, guys, oh my god. And I'm just like, okay, whatever. But like the fact that it was about someone killing someone, like I was like, okay, if, there's no way this person will exaggerate a murder, right? And then I watched it and I was like, oh my god, there's no exaggeration, this man actually killed someone. And so that's just a, there's not really much I can say on it. Like I'm gonna be honest, like that's one that people can easily look up, but like it's fucking deranged. Like this man literally just fucking used a stream as an alibi to kill someone. So that's kind of why I saved it for last, because it was like, Like all these things were like nothing compared to what happened. Like that's fucking insane. But I don't know. Like I said, these random things are kind of becoming more of like commentary drama, but I'm not gonna really try being a drama channel. I'm just gonna like talk about a bunch of random things I saw on the internet. And if I ever have time for it, I'll probably talk about something that happened in my life. If anything arises, which nothing does, which is why I don't talk about my life much in the random things videos, because I don't have much of a life to talk about. But anyway, yeah, this is me kind of talking randomly about random things that I saw on the internet. And there's a lot of bad things, and a lot of people being stupid, and then just a horrible ending. So yeah, I don't know. Random things.